So in my previous video, I mentioned how Seattle is rather socialist. You should know that he recorded this in Seattle, which is Portland, Oregon light, okay? It's a little bit less socialist than Portland, Oregon. So when he says he hates liberals, half of the crowd is like, yeah, that's not us. We also hate liberals. We're socialists. We're illiberal. That's Bill's new target audience. Wanna see how things are panning out in Seattle right now?
Lee was on the way to a doctor's appointment in Linwood Wednesday morning when she says all of a sudden, a driver behind her just laid on the horn as they came up to a red light. Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? And he goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says the man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who, honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe. It's just the car I drive. Being in Seattle, climate's important, our footprint's important. This seemed like the right move for our very busy family.
This, however, isn't the first incident or act of vandalism reported. We've seen attack after attack after attack. Teslas set ablaze at the Las Vegas Service Center earlier this week, with the culprit leaving behind the word resist. In Oregon, shots were fired at a dealership, and in Massachusetts, charging stations were torched. These incidents have only intensified since CEO Elon Musk has taken a prominent role in the Trump administration while slashing government jobs and spending.
Felt so intentional, felt exactly what he was there to do.
There was even a website, now taken down, sharing the personal information of Tesla owners to pressure them to sell their vehicles.
If it was to align with what we thought, that it's easy to just, turn over a $60,000 car and find something new that works. That's not a decision that everybody can make overnight. And I think that puts a lot of us in a hard position.
Now, since being confronted, Lee says that she started taking the highways in order to feel more visible and avoid those back road stop signs. At the same time, though, she also tells me that she's made several reports regarding this incident. We're waiting to hear back if this individual is going to be facing any consequences.
Don't you love it? No mention of a man terrorizing a woman trying to intimidate her with his face covered. I mean, they easily have his license plate. I mean, how hard could it really be to find this person? But we're still doing some research. We're the Seattle police. It's not like we look the other way when it comes to socialist terror. So on the docket today, I'll be showing you some advanced forms of the left covering and promoting domestic terrorism. Then we're gonna take a pit stop with a lol cow to really decompress after seeing all that violence and really showcase how absolutely pathetic leftists are. Then I think we're gonna end it with showing how things like this have been happening for 90 years in the country and how it's been completely normalized. I can kind of show you the root. Think to yourself for a moment. Why is this being allowed? It's always been allowed. It's been allowed for probably a century, at least 90 years. So let's kick it off.
You guys know, I think Elon Musk has done a tremendous amount of good. I think Starlink is one of the more exciting modern discoveries or creations that there is. I, again, reiterate, I draw the line at arson. No one should be setting cars on fire.
Brave.
But I would argue, no, this is an important point. It's a free market point. But also, we talked about Dylan Mulvaney, a single trans influencer who was on a single can of beer for months.
Whoa.
And that can of beer set the conservative movement on proverbial fire.
What about the real fires, bitch?
The Anheuser-Busch side of things. Kid Rock out there doing target practice with Budweiser cans, people vowing to decimate that brand. And Dylan Mulvaney has much less of an impact on people's lives than Elon Musk does. So is that okay? Or that was wrong too, and everyone wants to mea culpa over that. It was one can of beer with one transgender person on it.
Well, you psychotic slag, let's see if we can spot the difference. Kid Rock spent like 15 or 20 bucks on a case of Bud Light, brought it onto his own property, and shot it. Let's see if we can spot the difference with what's going on right now.
They're taking to the streets or the parking lots.
Tonight, the FBI and ATF now investigating multiple cases of possible arson targeting Teslas and cybertrucks.
This dramatic video shows multiple cars in flames. Police say the attacker used Molotov cocktails. It's the latest in more than a dozen instances of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla.
The same suspect shot more Teslas with a gun. Tesla cybertrucks were set on fire in Kansas City, and earlier this month,
shooting them with a gun,
Cybertrucks on fire in Seattle.
Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh?
Police say someone shot at a Tesla dealership overnight. Employees discovered the damage this morning. At least 3 cars were hit and windows were broken. One bullet even went through an office wall and hit a computer. Fortunately, no one was there at the time. The shooting is believed to have happened just before 2 a.m. No details yet on a suspect or description.
So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
So look at this. Look at what this is in Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Who will kill Elon? What the heck is this?
Okay, so shooting cans of Bud Light versus setting cars on fire across the country. Very quarantine race war of 2020 of you, by the way. With popular talking heads rationalizing it. Actually, I think they can have a way crazier rationalization. Let me dig for a little bit. Oh, look, I found something.
You know, or attacking Teslas or dealerships, going beyond vandalism, that could be an act of domestic terrorism.
Wow, you guys like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh?
But I do want to ask about this as resistance. Is this what resistance should look like?
So Trump thinks that if you try to kill cops to overthrow the government and change an election, that's not domestic terrorism, but somehow having a protest in front of a Tesla dealership is. The bottom line with Trump is freedom and liberties belong to people who agree with him, and that's it. That's his view of America. That's not a view that people who believe in our Constitution share.
Oh, I love it. They always want you focused on what the right wing is trying to do, or tried to do, and ignore the tangible and very real violence the left is enacting. An attempted coup, a wannabe dictator, tried to kill Capitol officers. I love the idea that the right, on one hand, are these armed and crazed lunatics, and on the other hand, they committed 0 homicides. Why is that? Because they tried and failed. Because they're dumb. You can say this about anyone. You see this guy right here? He tried to have sex with a dog. Homeboy literally tried to screw the pooch, but he failed. Because he's too dumb to find the hole. That's the level of retardation you have to go through to be on the left nowadays. Oh, and by the way, 6 Capitol officers apparently ended their own lives after January 6th.
But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide.
Is that suspicious to anyone at all in any capacity? If not, what number would make you raise an eyebrow? For me, 3 and I'm raising an eyebrow, 6 and I'm raising concerns. But let's see what happened within the first 36 hours. Within 36 hours of January 6th, 5 people died. 1 was shot by Capitol Police, Ashley Babbitt, another died of a drug overdose, and 3 died of natural causes. It's the only coup in history with more unalivings and natural cause deaths than homicides, which is 0. No homicides, 6 unalivings, and 3 natural cause deaths. Woo! Nothing to see here. But let's take this a little more seriously. There's domestic terrorism happening. The left is completely justifying it, rationalizing it. So let's get a little serious right now. There's a lol cow that I stake a claim to, named Alec Gunter. He has a cozy little spot on this very channel. I really owe it to you to show you what these leftist, domestic terrorist cowards are really like when they're making content. But if you're new to the channel, let me help you hate them a little bit from the intro of the first video I ever made on the Gunt.
Dude, they fucking hate me.
I have a savior complex as an older brother, and I will save you whether you like it or not. So
That's just me.
You want to be a savior and you're using me to make yourself feel good. That's what I'm hearing.
How am I hurting you?
You're not letting me have my own voice. You're not letting me speak.
How? You're speaking now?
No.
You're cutting her off.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I have to. This isn't about love. This is just about making the world a fucking better place. This isn't about me personally loving this bitch or this cunt, okay? Like, I don't love these people. But Democrats are gonna fucking slave on it. I hate these people.
And recently, he went to a Republican pancake breakfast, dressed up as Donald Trump, trying to make some content. Now, I knew that this was going to happen, but unfortunately I missed it. Fortunately enough, my favorite streamer, Chud Logic, managed to capture the level of cringe you're about to experience. So on one hand, when no one's around, you know, they'll light things on fire, very cowardly, very effeminate, like ex-girlfriend keying your car kind of behavior. But let's see what this leftist is actually like when he pulls out a megaphone, dressed up like Trump, and he's causing a ruckus. Saying he's about to tuck his tail between his legs is an understatement. You're going to witness the most legendary cry bullying you may ever witness.
So this is the intro, him setting up. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Everyone see me?
Yes, Alec, go on, mate.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is, well, today it's Donald J. Trump. I'm going to be doing a little bit of activism for my campaign out here outside of the pancake convention for the Republicans. I thought I would say hello to them, give them a little greeting. By the way, if the police show up, I'm gone. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a martyr today. If the police stop me, I'm gone 100%. I'm not putting up with that.
What? What the fuck do you think the police are going to do? Martyr? Bro, the police would not do anything. They'd probably just be like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just here doing this. They probably recognize it as legitimate speech and go about their business.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, dude.
Welcome everyone to the pancake breakfast. I'm so happy So then Alec Gunter does this for like 20 minutes. But think of how poorly these people could possibly plan society. He painted his face orange, then he sets up a camera, then he turns his back to the camera and starts yelling away from the camera into a megaphone, which is why he had to include captions because nobody could hear what he was saying. He painted his face just to have his back to the camera. These people have no planning skills. This is the epitome of expectations versus reality. He's like, I see people online making videos, you just set up a camera and you just take a video. He's a child. You have to be a child to be a leftist. I'm sorry, is that too infantilizing, calling him a child? Well, remember how he said he's out of there as soon as police are coming? Well, a security guard is gonna walk up to him and have a really polite conversation, and he's going to act like an anxiety-ridden child the entire time. Mr. Tough Guy Leftist. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fair. I'm pretty extreme leftist. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna back off of that, but I don't really care about the label. I believe in things that are good, and that's it. Don't kill the part of you that's cringe, kill the part of you that cringes. I need a shirt or a hat of that.
And that's the best advice you could possibly give Alec Gunter for people that want to continue to make fun of Alec Gunter. Don't kill the part of you that's cringe. Kill the part of you that cringes. And he wasn't cringing. He went and did it. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, security's coming. I'm getting out of here.
What? So he stood there doing his bit to no one, and then the moment a human being actually comes up, which might mean some content, he's going. Bro, isn't that the point of this kind of content? Is you act like a prat, and then eventually someone shows up and you argue with them. Bro, he's literally like rapid packing his shit to get out of there. Oh my god, dude. What does he think security's gonna do? All they're gonna do is come over and like, what are you doing? It's gonna be a bit awkward, and that's the content.
And it seems like it's gonna be that easy, where Alec just gets to leave because there's a security guard coming and he's turning off the camera and that's it. But the cow gods follow Alec.
And as Alec is about to leave and turn off the camera, the security guard just intercepts him and starts talking to him. And he sounds like he stole candy from a fucking convenience store.
Thank you guys very much for watching. I got a jet, and I'll see you all next time.
How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you? Good. Good morning. I was just getting ready to leave. Yeah, everything's great. Well, I am. I'm just doing a bit. So.
Oh, okay. You're a comedian, or
a little bit?
Oh my god, dude, this is so awkward, man. The moment he's getting someone coming up, he's just like, "What does he think's gonna happen?" He's not even getting kicked out. No, he's just like, "What are you up to?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just doing my First Amendment right." Well, you're for or against it? Presumably, he's gonna say, "I'm against it," and the guy's probably gonna be like, typical American reaction of like, you know, maybe a bit hostile towards it, I'd imagine, but probably like, I don't know, what could he possibly do? He's not going to shoot you. He's not going to hurt you. At worst, he's going to argue or disagree with you.
Just for today, yeah.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, I do, but I don't really give it out to many people right now.
Oh,
so,
I'd love to see it. I'm Don.
Don, nice to meet you. I'm Alec.
Alec?
Yes.
Don, nice to meet you. I'm Alec. That's what Alec Gunter just said.
Bro, this guy is so pro. It just got even worse. This guy is like super friendly as well.
Card or anything? I can see your stuff. I mean, I love the sports.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. You know what? Actually, I think I gotta get out of here. It's okay. You know, so.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys have a good one.
Bro, the security guard didn't even need to do anything. He just left of his own accord. He didn't even tell him to leave, bro. He didn't even tell him to leave. He's just being very friendly. Hey man, my name's Don. Just checking that what's going on over here. Yep, I very much support the First Amendment. Just want to make sure nobody's getting hurt. I've got to go, dude. I've got to leave. I've got to go right now. He kicked himself out for no reason. Nothing happened.
Yep.
And it's raining.
Yeah, I'm not giving nothing to these guys. No way.
What?
Not happening.
What do you think they're going to do? Bro, he's just a fucking random security guy that works and helps with security. He was like a nice guy. Dude, these people have got this vision of these Republican rightoids as these like evil dementoids that are going to shoot you on a heartbeat's notice.
I didn't say my name, did I? He knew my fucking name, dude. That's nuts.
What? He knew my... Did he? What? Did he? I don't think he said his name, did he? What?
Alec Gunter literally told the guy his name.
I see it. I'm Don.
Don, nice to meet you. I'm Alec.
Alec?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, too.
And then as he's panicking and running away, he's like, oh my god, he knew my name.
I didn't say my name, did I? He knew my fucking name, dude.
These are the people that are lighting cars on fire. Isn't that wild? Wouldn't it take such a coward to do such a thing when no one's around and vandalize property? This is what it's like when they're met with a modicum of pressure. And so they need to be met with a metric fuck ton of pressure in society.
Listen, I wasn't going to do this for very long anyway. I was hoping to get at least a half hour, but it's whatever. I am very sorry that it was so short. Like I said, I am not going to be a martyr today. It's not happening. But understand that these events are public. Okay? You can search them near you. Republican events are going on all the time. You can troll them a little bit. We do a little trolling, right, folks?
Yeah, great trolling. Turn up for 20 minutes, speak to no one, and then leave immediately as soon as a guy turns up. Wow, what a great troll, bro. Also, what does he mean by martyr? What? Does he genuinely think he's going to come to harm as a result of this?
So, just be safe. You got targeted in a friendly way before the bad way? Exactly. See, he thanked me for leaving, so... Like I said, not trying to be a martyr today. All right, guys, I gotta go. Rain's coming down on my phone. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Mr. Extreme Leftist doesn't want to be a martyr today. A martyr. This is what they think of themselves in a first world country. This is how you know they're being inculcated into a combative mindset to agitate society. He felt he had to go there and do this. And he's equipped with nothing to do it. He went by himself. He couldn't bring another person there to do this, so he set up a camera, ate his balls, ran away, and now we're left with nothing but the comments to this video.
Sorry for wussing out so early, guys. Like I said, I'm not looking to be a martyr, just a little fun at the expense of the fascists. There was no expense of the fascists, bro. The only person that was at the expense of was yourself. Pretty sure the security guard said you could stay. That security guard treated you like a harmless little kid and you got embarrassed. You left despite him saying you could stay. This was really hard to watch. I'm not looking to be a martyr. Isn't a martyr someone who's killed for their beliefs? Why would you think anyone would kill you for making a clown of yourself? This isn't just the most embarrassing thing I've seen in my life. It's also the first video of yours I've seen. What an introduction. No wonder it's unlisted. It must have got posted somewhere. It was hard to hear. What did someone say? Did they threaten you? No, there were 3 security guards and they came out and started talking all nice to me, but their vibes were rancid. What? What? They came out and were like, hey, I'm done. What are you up to? You for or against? The First Amendment's very important. And there's a rancid vibes, apparently. They started asking me personal questions. And it felt very much like a police officer trying to squeeze me for info. Bro, this guy. They just wanted to know what you were doing outside their business. Is that not completely reasonable? Yeah, they were trying to ask you to find out what you're up to. So I dipped. I told myself going in, I'm not going to get confrontational. It's just not worth it.
So now we've seen the destruction they cause in society and how the powers above seem to cover for them. But then we also see how insecure they are and how terrified they actually are, which is why they move in the shadows, so to speak. So let's try to tie it all together. How did we get here? How long has this been going on for? Well, the best way to explain that would be to show you an ex-communist from the 1930s named Leonard Patterson, who went through communist training in Moscow. They specifically instructed him to antagonize white citizens into committing violence against black citizens and use non-violent demonstrations as an avenue for riots.
I am Leonard Patterson. When I was a young man, only 23 years old, I joined the Communist Party. I was a member of the National Executive Committee of the American Young Communist League. In 1930, I was the official communist candidate for election to New York State Assembly. When I was studying communist tactics and strategy in Moscow, my instructors emphasized the importance of using honest grievances and popular slogans as a smokescreen to cover up the true nature of the revolution.
So he was taught to use honest grievances like Black Lives Matter, police killing black people, or whatever you want to choose, and popular slogans as a smokescreen to forward the revolution. Literally 2020. Continue, Lenny baby.
We were taught how to use propaganda and arouse the emotion of the masses. We learned how to set one group against the other and to make them hate each other. We learned the necessity of having martyrs, and we were even told how to create our own martyrs.
Taught how to get people to hate each other and to use martyrs and to create their own martyrs, like George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Tamir Rice. Say their name. That whole say their name thing is Leninism. Literally came here from Moscow in the 30s. This is how you divide people. When something happens in society, latch onto it and assign your own purpose to it.
If they did not automatically result from the atmosphere of hatred, we were taught the importance of getting large masses of people into the street for marches and demonstrations. And finally, we were instructed in ways to trigger off riots and make them spread and to keep them going.
Taught how to get a riot going and to get the riots to spread. That feel familiar? That feel familiar at all in your lifetime? Have you seen that at all in the past 5 years?
When I returned to the United States, I was immediately given practical training. I participated in so-called nonviolent demonstrations that were deliberately calculated to irritate white people and to violence against us.
Taught to have seemingly nonviolent demonstrations purposefully designed to antagonize violence to happen to the quote-unquote protesters and peaceful demonstrators. Is it ringing a bell, dude? We're going on a century of this stuff. It ain't new, dude. We can't even get them dead to rights on the 2020 riots. They're like, oh, well, BLM the organization, and this is BLM the movement. It's like not the same thing, and it's just a bunch of bad actors all over the country all at the same time. You think they're gonna do anything about the actual random acts of violence all over the country? Absolutely not. Communists are the paramilitary wing of the Democrats. For the past 5 years, they've been likening setting cars on fire to protesting when it's on their side. I mean, the largest leftist streamer in the world, who is an open Marxist-Leninist, just sat down with Bernie Sanders and AOC, who are very popular Democrats who are socialists, and Hassan even gives Bernie a little communist pin.
I went to Japan recently, and I got both of you guys gifts. I actually have another gift for you, but unfortunately I don't have your gift, the actual gift here. Hold on. This one's for you. This is a Palestinian movement in Japan.
Thank you.
Solidarity with Palestine. And this is a little train for public transit. I have a Japanese Communist Party pin for you as well, but unfortunately, because I went over there and I checked out their headquarters.
I love how Hassan, like a child, is like, and this is a train. And Bernie, as if Hassan is a child, goes, oh.
A little train for public transit.
They intentionally dilapidated the Democratic Party with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now it's time to ramp up the violence, radicalize their base, and try to really normalize it. So, stay safe out there. Have a good one.